is talking about, jump over to 12 and go to the 3rd verse. This is talking about who is ruling the earth now. You asked, who is the white man? We showed you who the white man is. Now, all nations did not come out of the white man. He's the last nation, one of the last nations to be created. Okay? And he was created for a reason. He was created to put us all in captivity based on us breaking God's laws. The reason why we're in America is because our forefathers did wrong by the Most High. That's why we're here. We're at the tail end. If there was a class system, we are that class system on the bottom. All right?
Let me interrupt you before I go.
Yeah, bro.
We, as black men, we were architects of stone. The white man lived in caves.
That's right. That's right. He threw us 2 cents in. That's all right, brother.
Take care.
There was a time when eventually the Etruscans were fairly around.
Etruscans, right.
They spent time around.
Etruscans, you know what they were? You ever see these giant Samoans over in San Francisco?
Yeah.
Those are your real Etruscans. Those are the real Japhetic people. When you look at the Etruscans on the wall, when you look at them, look how big they are. Look at their bone structure. They're huge. Now, what happened was the Greeks, prior to the Greeks, was the Macedonians. That was Alexander the Greek's father, right? The Macedonians.
So they came later.
Give me First Maccabees, chapter 1 and 1.
Greeks were first.
No, Macedonians first.
Because the Macedonians envied the Greeks.
I'm going to show you, no.
They envied them for their...
So that, like I told you, the Etruscans were
early, way early.
Right, the Etruscans were the Japhetic people, which are the Samoans, the Tongans. All those people were the true Etruscans. Now those people got conquered in Europe. That's how they got to the islands.
Got pushed out.
They got pushed out. Go ahead. First Maccabees 1 and 1.
First Maccabees 1 and 1. And it happened. After that, Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian.
The what?
The Macedonian.
The
Philip.
what?
Philip the Macedonian.
Read it from the top again.
And it happened. After that, Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian.
The Macedonian, go ahead.
Who came out of the land of Chittim.
Right, Chittim was where the Macedonians dwelt. Come on.
Had submitted Darius, king of the Persians and Medes.
Give me that the Apocrypha. You got your Apocrypha too? Yeah. You ain't got Apocrypha?
He defeated the Darius.
Right, so Darius was...
He got something important to ask real quick. Let's go back there. I just switch it over. He about to leave on the bus.
Let's go, real quick. Done, man. Done. What's your name? Tone? Well, we got your Tone. Barakatah Yahweh Ba'Shem Ma'ashem. All right, brother.
And we'll celebrate Halloween. Say what?
1 and 1.
Maccabees chapter 1 verse 1. And it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chittim, had submitted Darius, king of the Persians, and Medes, that he reigned in his stead.
So it didn't conquer Babylonians, it conquered the Persians and the Medes. Because the Persians and the Medes conquered Babylon and all of the east area of the East. Okay, so now the Medes were the Etruscans. Those were Etruscans.
They're not the Medo-Persians?
No, the Persians and the Medes were 2 different nations. They came together to conquer the whole world.
Can I see how it's spelled?
Which one?
Medes.
M-E-D-E-S. The Medes. So those were Japhetic people. All right? Those were big people. So when the Persians and the Medes conquered, read on. Pastor. Yeah, read it.
Book of Maccabees 1 and 1. And it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chittim, had submitted Darius, king of the Persians and Medes, that he reigned in his stead, the first over Greece.
Right, the first over Greece. So when he conquered, evils multiplied in the earth, Alexander the Greek.
Yeah.
The Bible tells you that.
Yeah.
All right, so why don't they put that in the actual Bible? Why is that not in the Bible? For the churches to tell the people who that is.
That's true, that's true. I study him on my own. I know.
Right. So now they have this thing that Christ says in the New Testament. He said, get that in here. Find find Esther. And give me, what was that verse? Abomination of desolation? Matthew 24 and 13. Get that, Esther.
Matthew
24 and 13.
24 and 13 is towards the end.
24 and 15.
Book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 15. When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation.
All right, so the abomination of desolation, Christ is speaking. Give me the first verse, Matthew 24 and 1. Let's see exactly how he put this to the disciples.
Matthew 24 and 1. And Jesus went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him for to show him the buildings of the temple.
Right, so they were showing them the city. Back then, it was all brand new. They was doing a lot of construction.
Yeah.
And Jesus said unto them,
This was during the Roman time, around Christ's time.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The Greeks had been long gone. Then came the Roman Greco Empire.
Yeah, exactly.
expansion from
Exactly.
So those two came
This is the
together.
prophets of Judah.
Right.
and Jesus said unto them, see ye not all these things?
See all these things, go ahead.
Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another
You see all this stuff coming down.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
that shall not be thrown down.
Right, come on.
And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be?
Right. So now he's asking why. Right?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Go ahead.
And what shall be the sign of thy coming, and of the end of the world?
Of the end of the world. So he's asking what's going to happen in the end of the world. So when you ask this, go to Matthew 24 and 13 now, or 15 now. Right, it's going to be war. He's telling them all the things, earthquakes, all that stuff. Come on.
Matthew 24 and 15. When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet.
Now that's in Daniel the prophet, where he spoke about the abomination of desolation is coming. All right, so they took the kingdom out of the Bible. How you supposed to know who the abomination of
What's
desolation?
going on? Yeah.
Right. So who's the abomination of desolation? People today in the Christian churches are still waiting on the abomination of desolation to come. Today.
It's already come.
They're
So
prophets.
Basically, you waiting for the Antichrist.
Yeah, they waiting for that. He already here.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's already come.
He's here already.
That I knew. That I
See
knew.
what I'm saying?
Yes.
So the abomination of desolation is already in Jerusalem.
That's true.
The people living there are the abomination of desolation.
So how's
Revelation 2 and 9.
So
You got that? You found that?
Jewish.
Give me that Revelation 2 and 9.
Oh wow.
Revelation 2 and 9. You got that, Esther? Yeah, give me that about Haman. What is that? Talks about Haman being
Yeah, no, he's been here. Yeah, well, he's so
spirit.
I was gonna say multiple times. But then each time.
Book of Revelation chapter 2 verse 9. I know thy works and tribulations and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan.
The synagogue of Satan. Where is that? Over in Jerusalem. Give me Zechariah 3 and 9.
Oh, Zionists. Okay.
So-called white men.
Yeah.
Esau.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, people that.
All of those people over there.
Ashkenazi.
Ashkenazis, they say they're going by Ashkenazis, but they're really not Ashkenazi. If you look at the Bible, Ashkenazis in Genesis 9 says that's Japheth. Right, so remember, the Macedonians conquered the Etruscans.
Yeah.
The Greeks conquered the Etruscans and became the Etruscans.
The Greeks did, yeah.
They became the Etruscans.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
They took their identity.
Yep.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
So when they took the identity, they immaculated that whole concept of the Etruscans and claimed it as theirs. All right? That's what's going on. And now, since they did that, now they can go into Jerusalem as an Ashkenazi what? As an Ashkenazi Jew, because the prophecy says that Japheth will enlarge the tents of Shem. You know that verse? It's in Genesis 9. Give me that Genesis 9.
He will enlarge the tents
Of Shem. Go to Genesis 9. You go to the last 4 verses.
Book of Genesis, chapter 9, verse 25. And he said, no, that's first me. Book of Genesis chapter 9 verse 27. God shall enlarge Japheth, and he shall dwell in the tents of Shem, and Canaan shall be his servant.
Read that again, right? Did you hear what he said just now?
Somewhat.
Read it again.
God shall enlarge Japheth,
Yeah.
and he shall dwell in the tents of Shem,
He shall dwell in the tents of Shem.
and Canaan shall be his servant.
And Canaan shall be a servant. Who over there right now?
Okay, so he's talking about Egypt, Israel, and the rest of Africa.
Right, so he's talking about Japheth.
Okay.
He's talking about Israel.
Yeah.
He's talking about Africa. So Canaan comes from Ham. Nelson Mandela people,
Yeah.
that's Canaan.
South Africa. Oh,
South
they migrated
Africa.
from Kemet after they came down. I heard that theory.
Right. So now you got Japheth, who got destroyed and pushed out to the islands over here in the Polynesian Islands.
Australia.
Right? That's Japheth. They got pushed out. Now somebody else took their identity. And now this guy is trying to claim that he's an Ashkenazi Jew living in where? Jerusalem. Because he enlarged the tents of Shem. And where's Shem? You got the Bible dictionary? You got Agagite, right? We'll go there and say, keep your finger on there and give me Ham.
Western Hemisphere.
I'm going to show you again. Give me Ham.
So-called Middle East.
Check this out. This is Ham.
So Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of the 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races.
Became the progenitors of the dark races. Your ears should be listening. Go ahead.
Not the Negroes.
Wait a minute. Not the who?
Not the Negroes.
Not the what?
Not the Negroes.
So how could he be the progenitor of dark races and not the Negroes?
What is it?
This is the Bible Zondervan Dictionary. A so-called white man wrote this. So he's telling us that we don't come from Ham. All these years we've been in America
Thinking we came from Ham.
thinking we came from Ham, thinking that we had the curse of Canaan,
Right.
and we wasn't the Canaanites.
You know what?
So that's another lie. See all these dogmas and lies. Come on.
Not the Negroes, but the Egyptians,
What the Egyptians? They know that much.
the Ethiopians,
The Ethiopians,
Libyans,
Libyans,
and the Canaanites.
and the who?
Canaanites.
And the Canaanites. So he's telling you all these nations, but not the Negroes. So who are the Negroes?
Were they talking about sub-Saharan Africa?
No, they're talking about, they're talking about sub-Saharan Africans. They're talking about Canaan, not West Africans.
Who are West Africa?
Negroes. You ever heard of Negro land?
Yeah, I'm saying
That was Sahara all the way over to West Africa.
anybody sub-Saharan in West is
Well, we was all in Sahara first,
right, and they all.
and then we migrated downward during the Ishmael or the Arab in captivity. We started going further down.
I thought we'd gone further down a long time. Arabs came in 1600.
We was only in there. We was only in Africa 1,200 years. 1,200, actually, 1,200 years after Christ passed away. We went into West Africa from that point on. Wait a minute. So, wait a minute. Hold on. I see the missing link right now for you. Give me Babylon and Timbuktu.
Nubia is 8,000 years old.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's their land.
That's fine.
With China.
That's fine. That's fine. What you're saying is fine. I understand you're trying to wrap your mind around it.
Why are we divided? That's my shit.
I'm gonna show you. Hold on. We're gonna bring out a book called Babylon and Timbuktu.
Hey, you know what?
And in Babylon and Timbuktu, show it to him real quick. So that's a good book. This guy's a scholar. He did all his history, but he did it off of other brothers too. Okay? So the brother's gonna get a page for you in that book, and I want him to read it for me. Go ahead and let him read it real quick. Get that page out. What is it, page 9? So this is the missing link that you're not understanding. No.
Just another dark nation. Everybody dark ain't African. So-called African.
Right, okay, yeah.
Everybody on the earth has brown melanin and stuff with so-called Caucasian.
Right. So I was gonna say, most people on Earth have.
You got East Indians darker than you.
I know.
And you a pretty chocolate brother.
Sri
East
Lanka.
Indians is dark, black. But they're a different nation of people.
So check this out. Listen closely.
This is the black Jews had an advantage over the
Around 28, 28.
No, that's the other one.
Madness.
I don't think you marked it.
Driving alcohol, always wrong.
This is page 84. It says, in the year 65 BC, the Roman armies under General Pompey captured Jerusalem. In 70 AD, General Vespasian and his son, and his son Titus put an end to the Jewish state.
All right, so you said they put it into the Jewish state. So the Romans came in, conquered that whole place. After Hamashiach Yahushua, one we call Christ, made a prophecy that Jerusalem would be encompassed by armies around about. That was the Roman armies that came 70 years after his resurrection. Right?
Okay.
That's history.
With great slaughter during the period of the military governors of Palestine.
Palestine is where?
Yeah, Israel.
That's the land of the Philistines.
It's Philistines.
The
Romans
Canaanites,
called
all
it
of that.
Philistines, yeah.
Many atrocities and architects were committed against the residue of the people. Outrageous, were committed against the residue of the people during the period from Pompey to Julius. It has been estimated that over 1 million Jews fled into Africa, fleeing from Roman persecution and slavery.
Right, so all of this comes from ancient historians like, Strabo, who was a historian, right? This comes from Josephus, who was also a historian. That's where this brother got it from. But over 1 million black Jews fled into Africa, right? These were Jews by inheritance, by nature, by nation, by culture, right? So when you see that sign, what you're seeing is the breakdown of each tribe, right? So what you got is Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, and some of the other tribes went into West Africa, okay? Now you have a residue of the other tribes who are already in the Americas. They left during the days of Solomon's, when he fell apart, when the kingdom fell apart, they left and came to the Americas, all right? So this brother just read 1,500 years afterwards, where the other southern kingdom of Jerusalem fled in Africa. Okay, so 1 million Jews went into the land of Canaan. So you can understand. So when we went to West Africa, they called that Negro land because the Jews were considered Negroes. That word Negro actually means Jew. It actually means Jew. All right? Now, I got it at home, man. I got a book, and it ain't from us. It's from the white scholars. You have to look through their books to find information about us.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now go to the 90 where you was. So check this out. But you see how much time it takes for us to just go through this to show everybody. It's time consuming because you're trying to help the people to understand. Okay. Now if somebody just walking by, they stop for 5 minutes. I cannot give this to them in a nutshell.
Right.
It's just impossible.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If I say, these people are the Jews, and we know that they are, they don't have to take our word for it because they ain't did the homework.
Right.
They ain't did the history, they ain't did nothing. And no study. But just this much that we've tried to give everybody, it's probably taken about 30 minutes already just going through it. And this is not even the tip of the iceberg. Right? It's just the slither of the water falling down the ice.
The black Jews had advantage over the African tribes. They carried their culture, their history, their laws, and written records with them.
And their written records with them.
This assured them a constant precedent for the development of higher social
Show
organizations.
them this book again. Now you know what's in this place called Timbuktu? That's a school.
Timbuktu, I know.
Timbuktu is a school. Now what did the brother just say that they carry with them? The records, the laws, the architects. This is a school, Timbuktu. Where do you think they got all those manuscripts in Timbuktu? We was over there. Now, when the Negroes and the Mexicans and the American Indians were over here and put into captivity, what do we build up? Everything you see, Washington D.C., everything you see here was built by us. And it's evident, they might show movies of the white man building things. All you gotta do is jump in your car and ride up the street and look at who's building these buildings. Yeah, it's evident. But we let what we see on TV fool our eyes what we see in real life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Timbuktu was a school. Read that from the top again.
But Timbuktu was a city, though.
It was a city, but it was the highest learning of schooling in the whole world, other than the city of Alhambra in Spain.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
The absolute best university.
The black Jews had advantage over the African tribes. They carried their culture, their history, laws, and written records with them. This assured them a constant precedent for the development of higher social organization. The Jews made use of every opportunity. They were industrious. Industrious. I need my glasses. And skillful people. In the Jews' Guyana states were found kings, princes, governors, generals, secretaries, treasurers, revenue agents, judges, architects, engineers, doctors, historians, language interpreters, mathematics, jewelers, sculptors.
Wait a minute, so all these things is what you see in the United States today. Judges, architects, jewelers, all these things are in the United States. So how can they say that we're dumb people? We're not a dumb people.
I mean, when I was young, I learned how to stuff.
Right, but it's taught that our people that they are.
Oh yes, and it's continue.
And you know something else too? If this is documented, that when they boarded us on them ships, they boarded us by tribe, name, and skill set. It was skill. They didn't just put a bunch of dumb. They didn't just put a bunch of dumb, butt-naked people, dark-skinned people on the boat and bring them over here for hardcore labor. When they brought you off that boat, when they auctioned you off, they didn't just auction you off saying that you got big muscles and you just a male figure. They said carpenter, architect, blacksmith. They had your skill. So when that white man was buying you, because he didn't teach you what you knew, you taught him. George Washington, black folks weren't always permitted or not. Black folks weren't always not allowed to read over here.
Next time we got to bring some chairs for y'all.
And when we first came over here, reading wasn't a big thing for us to do among them. That wasn't no threat at first.
No, at first.
But when you do the history, slaves were given President George Washington tactics on how to defeat his enemies. And he was winning. And when he started realizing that these Negroes were sharp, he said that's when they started implementing we couldn't read. Because he said if they can give me tactics on how to overthrow my enemy, what would they do with me or us?
Right.
So you ain't dealing with no dummies.
Some of them were Moorish. People who were
they were Moors too. There's a lot of brothers who claim that title as being Moors. But I mean, it's just like today, we got Negroes here saying that they're Moors. It's the same thing.
Egyptologists,
okay, fair enough.
We're all the same stock.
Egyptologists, Black Panthers,
Yeah, okay.
Pan-African.
Read this.
Afro.
So check this out. So Issachar.
I mean, I'm with the whole Pan-African movement. Y'all.
Hell no.
But what I want to mention is Zebulon, Gad, Reuben, Issachar. All these brothers had temples over here in the Americas. Okay. By them having temples in the Americas, what did they do? They covered up all the temples. You never hear them talk about these temples. They covered them up. Why did they cover them up? Because they killed all the tribes and they put their bodies in the temple and killed them. If you go over to UC Berkeley over there,
Oh, wait, you talk about temples in the United States.
in the United States,
Mississippi.
Mississippi, Tennessee, Georgia, all these temples, beautiful temples, right? Right. Give me that Hosea 8 and 14. So what I'm showing you is not only that we have these skills, But the tribes over here also had those skills.
This is Hosea 8, verse 14. For Israel have forgotten his maker.
What? Say it again?
For Israel have forgotten his maker.
So Israel forgot of his maker.
And builded temples.
And what?
And builded temples.
So they built temples. Go ahead.
And Judah have multiplied fenced cities.
Right, we have fenced cities, and they multiplied temples. All right, and that's why you see all the temples down in South America, like over 300 temples. You see temples up here in America, over all these temples, right?
But I will send a fire upon the cities, and they shall devour the places thereof.
And that's what happened with the conquistadors when they came over. Because Issachar and all these other Northern Kingdom tribes, they had skills too. You see these clocks and everything? We got these clocks from them.
There are no masters of time.
Masters of time.
Celestial.
What you said is a buzzword. So we're going to show you in the Bible where it says that they were masters of time. Give me that out.
Time is not linear. It exists, but it doesn't.
1 Chronicles chapter 12, verse 32. And of the children of Issachar,
Issachar are the so-called Mexicans. Come on.
which were men that had understanding of the times.
Of the what?
Of the times.
They had understanding of the times. That's why you saw 2012, they had all these clocks going on, predictions. The white man didn't know what it meant. What it was showing was the end of his time. This society is going down.
2012.
2012 was the end of this time.
The Mayan calendar said it.
Right, you seeing all this uprising in the last 5 years, that's all you seen on TV. Was, yeah, decline as far as all these riots and everything's getting worse and worse and worse.
To know what Israel ought to do. The heads of them were 200, and all their brethren were at their commandment.
Right, so they got down like that. They worked together.
I'm gonna say something real quick. I want to land me back on something real quick, because I know we push that African stuff hard. That's one thing. Character. That's one thing is famous for Negroes. We push everybody else identity and they customs more than they do. That's how you know we the children of Israel. And that we chosen people and special. Because we do everything for everybody else better than them. I'm gonna tell you something. Nelson Mandela came over here back in the 90s around the time when he first was free. Nelson Mandela came over here. He came to Boys and Girls High School in Brooklyn. Oprah Winfrey, Bill Cosby, Whitney Houston, just to name a few, sponsored rich Negroes. He collected $12 million. He collected that guap. Nelson Mandela came, his funny looking ass, about the school, and a reporter said to him, "Mandela, what are you gonna do for the blacks here in America?" You know what that cat said? He said, "The Negroes got their leaders." I'm gonna let it ring to your head. The Negroes have their leaders.
He said that.
It's a secret. Everybody know who you are but you. And you know what? The way they stay on top of us is keep letting them claim us. Because they make you rich. The minute we understand who we are and that we family, we gonna stop shopping at these other businesses. And they gonna go broke overnight. That's a secret. There's no power in saying you African. I got a student, a young lady friend of mine that I teach from now from time to time. I told her that she was a Jew and I broke it down, went through scriptures with her, countless hours, countless nights. She went to work because she worked at a law firm in Frisco, all Caucasians. She went to work and she told this one Caucasian that always spoke to her. She thought he was cool.
Okay.
Young dude, 19,
Okay.
about about 22, whatever. Because I started breaking the scriptures down to her and she would memorize what I told her. So she told the Caucasian dude, he came to her, he said, "You know, I went to an African fest today. It was nice." Because there's no power in saying you African. So he don't have no problem with saying that to her. And she rebutted and she said to him, "You know, I just found out that I'm a Jew." She said, "That cracker started sneezing." That's actually an allergy. You ever tell a white person that you're a Jew and you stand on it and you look them in the eye, they start sneezing. They do. It just gets in their head. It's like an allergy. But check this out. She said that he stopped speaking to her. It's just real plain now. You know why? Because in his spirit, he knows there's power in saying and entertaining that kind of wisdom. But when you say I'm African American, that's two Caucasian men. Leo Scipios Africanus and Americo Vespucci. You just said you two white men. Now show me where two men can procreate and make a nation. Or make a baby, period. Ignorance. There's no power in saying you Pan-Africanist.
Well, he said Scipio Africanus and
Italian
guy.
Yeah, he's an Italian guy.
That they named the United States Africa.
There's no power in saying you're a Pan-Africanist. There's no power in Black Panther. There's no power in Muslim. There's no power in Christianity. There's no power in none of that junk. But you start entertaining this Bible and truth and start telling them what you know you really are. And you watch how your relationship changes. It's just gonna be real dry. Because you propose a threat. You don't pose a threat right now. You tell a white person you Pan-Africanism, so what?
Yeah, right.
Go buy your kufi or put on one of them damn crazy African little shirts, whatever they wear, and go on about your business. But you tell them that you're a Jew, and according to the Bible, that you're the chosen people of God, and it ain't gonna set well with them. It's gonna rattle their spirit, I guarantee you. I'm living proof, and these brothers is too. And any one of y'all that probably have done that, just try it out. First, learn it first, because you gotta stand on it. You can't just say I'm a Jew. You gotta stand on it. Especially when it comes to a Negro. You know, Negro's already intimidating. Skin complexion, big nose, got serious look. Look at me, them blue eyes. I'm a Jew from the tribe of Judah. They start coughing. I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah, I know you wouldn't doubt it, motherfucker. You know?
So I mean, what he said is what we got to do is stand firm in our beliefs. A lot of us are shaking, right? Like, you look at Christian people, they stand firm on beliefs that they have no knowledge on. They don't even study the origins of where it came from. You know, so a lot of the Jews that were getting killed in the Colosseums were calling themselves Christians because if they called themselves Jews, they would get killed. And so Constantine took that, wrapped it up, packaged it good, put it out there for the Gentiles to take.
I thought the Christians were doing the same thing. Did not the Christians killed in the Colosseum too?
The Christians were the Jews. They look just like me and you. We're going to show you who the abomination of desolation are, right? But we're going to show you two. We're going to go back to the Macedonians real quick. So we're going to go to the Apocrypha 16 and 10.
This is Esther 16 and 10. For Ammon, the Macedonian, for Ammon, the Macedonian.
Now this is the Old Testament. This is like 2,000, possibly 3,000 years before Alexander the Greek. He was called a Macedonian too. 3,000 years before. So read it again.
For Ammon, the Macedonian.
Now this is the book of Esther. Okay, come on.
The son of Amadeah, being indeed a stranger from the Persians' blood.
Right, so he was in captivity. His people was in captivity too in Persia. Remember I told you that Amalekite comes out of Esau. Remember that? Okay, Amalekite. So we're gonna link all this together right now. All right, now go to 14.
13. For by this is Esther 16 verse 14. For by these means he thought finding us destitute of friends.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. They just stole all them clothes out of Sheik, and hit the corner, man.
He's been going to pay him for 5 years.
Yeah, I mean, they got it on camera. The security guard trying to stop the dude from breaking out. He jumped in the car and took off, just that quick, right in front of us. Crazy stuff. See, that's what I'm talking about. Our people gonna pay for the crime they've been doing. You know, that's why they keep going to prison. For stupid stuff like that. They get in prison and say they ain't do nothing. You know? Right.
Cultural reform.
Cultural reform, right?
What was that, 2 Jakes?
3 Jakes, yeah.
Well, one Jake, one from Carway.
Yeah.
Stole some damn
They robbed that place like it was a bank. They had a getaway car. Yeah, they had a getaway car. Brother runs inside and then takes off.
I saw the getaway roll up.
Stole some pants. He probably can't fit them.
Right.
Stole
Just
some
like
damn
that.
skinny jeans.
Yeah, we over here in the spirit. They on the other side of the street doing wickedness. Right before us. Yeah, most I gonna deal with it. Go ahead.
It says, for these means he thought finding us distance of friends, to have translated the kingdom of the Persians to the Macedonian.
Right, so now he's showing you who the Macedonians are. Go to I know it's hard to follow out on the streets. A lot going on, like robberies, burglaries, prostitution.
There's a lot going on. Yeah.
It's hard to keep focus on the streets, right?
Yeah.
That's why we out here, man. We out here to bring everybody's mindset back to the book, man. Back to the book. You read that real quick in Esther. Was that the 3rd chapter? Esther. Go to the 3rd chapter and read that real quick.
Read 12.
Yeah, it's actually chapter 12. Read from top.
Esther chapter 12, verses 6.
Okay.
Howbeit Ammon, the son of Matthias, the Agagite.
The what?
The Agagite.
The Agagite. All right, so the Agagite is that's the bonus word, Agagite. All right, so now we're gonna find out what an Agagite is in the Bible dictionary. Get that in the Bible dictionary. All right, give me 1 Samuel. This is how you link the scriptures. But see, this is what the churches should be doing. We shouldn't be having to do this out on the streets for people. 1 Samuel, and give me 15 and 8. Read Agagite. Agag. So in the Bible dictionary, you're about to read Agag. Read that. Agag.
Perhaps, an important king of Amalek.
An important king of what?
Of Amalek.
All right, that's Agag. Come on.
It says of Balaam.
Balaam, come on.
Prophesied that a king of Jacob.
No, it says of whom Balaam. Go ahead.
Of whom Balaam prophesied that a king of Jacob, Israel, would surpass him.
Right. So here's Balaam, who was a Moabite, who's prophesying that a king would pass Agag. That was Saul, King Saul. So I mean, you gotta have the intellect to understand where we're going with this. All right. So he's saying that Agag came out of Amalekite. Agag was the whole nation from Amalekite, and Amalek was the whole nation of Amalekite, and Amalekite was a whole nation that came out of Esau. It's like you having a son, and then that lineage comes from him. You have like 5 sons. They all got their own lineage.
Right.
That's Amalekite who came out of Esau. But it's just Esau's line, going all through history to Alexander the Greek, whom what the Bible says, and evils were multiplied on earth. You get what I'm saying? So that's the 4th beast that we're dealing with right now in this day and time. The 4th beast that Daniel prophesied. So we're living during the abomination of desolation, right? Give me that, and yeah, this is the end times. We're on the last. Actually, we're on the early morning of the 3rd day.